Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of I Bought a Watch. So today we're going to talk about two of my favourite things, the Rolex Explorer 1 and Homages. Now I have one in front of me here. So this is the Bleega Explorer. This will come out later in the video when I'm doing my top 7 alternatives. I'll leave a link to all the watches I talk about in the description below. And actually, as I'm talking about the description below, I am doing a watch giveaway. I'm giving away this beautiful steel dive Captain Willard Homage. Excellent watch. I've done a video for that. I'll link it up on screen here. It will be linked in the description below. If you want to enter that giveaway, all you need to do is be a subscriber, like that video and comment on that video. I mean, by all means, like this video. And I think I said follow me on Instagram. I'll leave a link to my Instagram in the description below. Ooh, in other news, I've also got my Swatch watch here. Now, this one looks great from afar and absolutely bonkers up close. You can't really see it. In fact, I'll pop a picture up here of what it looks like. Crazy watch that I unboxed in a Watch Secret Santa that I did with a host of other channels. It was great fun. Really looking forward to what they get. Anyway, I'm getting completely off topic. Let's talk alternatives to the Rolex Explorer 1. So as I said, I'm going to list all the alternatives that I mentioned in the description below. Some of those will be affiliate links. If they are, I'll put this is an affiliate link in brackets. And that basically means I get a little bit of commission at no extra cost to you guys, and it allows me to invest into equipment and other watches for the channel, and of course invest in giveaway watches like the steel dive that I have here that I'm giving to you guys because you guys deserve it. You guys are awesome. So before I get into it, let's talk about the watch itself, the Rolex Explorer 1. So I've already gone into a bit of the history on the Rolex Explorer 1 in my episode on the Bleega Explorer 1. I will leave a link to that video up here in the top corner if you want to go check out some of the history of it climbing up Everest and whether it actually got to the top or not. But let's go over some of the dimensions and specifications of the actual watch. So the watch itself features that iconic piano black dial with the 369 dial layout. It comes in a oyster steel case with a beautiful piece of sapphire crystal, which means it's very scratch resistant, a durable proper tool watch. It of course comes with that Mercedes handset and Lollipop seconds hand and features an actually fairly standard nowadays set of specifications. It comes with 100 meters water resistance, a 48-hour power reserve, but most importantly, it is adjusted so that it is within the parameters of plus or minus 2 seconds a day. The watch also comes with an oyster style bracelet, which does have the Easy Link extender, which basically means you can extend the bracelet just that little bit on a sweaty day when your wrist expands just that little bit, especially if you happen to be climbing a mountain, for example. Speaking of the price of the Rolex, or the recommended retail price, is £5,200. Now that is quite a substantial amount of money, and that is even if you can find someone who can sell you one for that price, because the availability of this watch is almost non-existent. This is an incredibly sought after watch, especially in the watch fan community. So good luck getting your hands on one of these. But that is the point of this video. I'm going to list out 7, that's right, 7, why have I done it like that? 7 alternatives for this watch. Starting from the highest, which comes in at about £500, going down to the lowest, which comes in just under £40. I feel that's a good price range for quite a lot of people. But before I get into the actual 7, I just want to get something off my chest in regards to Homage watches. I did a parody video on Homage watches and Marmite. I'll leave a link to that up here. I think it was my 100th video. It was a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. It was a complete joke, of course, but it did carry a message that I just want to reiterate here in regards to Homage watches. So the definition of a homage is a special honor or respect shown publicly. Now in modern language, this is very interchangeable with the word tribute. Now I'll come back to tributes later in the video, but it doesn't really, in my opinion, fit the description of what we as watch enthusiasts talk about in regards to homage watches. So I've come up with a definition of my own. And my definition is a homage watch is any watch that shares some of these 4 or a group of these 4 main categories. Now, of course, this is not an exact science, so please approach this definition with an open mind. I just kind of popped it out of thin air. I'm not the be-all and end-all, the dictionary of watch terms, but this is my approach to the definition of a homage watch. So first of all, it shares the look. Second of all, it shares the feel. Third, it shares some dimensions. And fourth, and I think this one is important, is it shares a purpose. So look, that's design characteristics. Feel, that's materials. Dimensions, well, everyone knows what dimensions are. And purpose. Now this one I might have to explain. Purpose is, for example, if you make a watch that looks like a Rolex Explorer, for example, but it is a dive watch. I feel like that bridges the term homage and not a direct copy or replica. Now, purpose can also change dependent on price. Now, as much as we don't want to admit it, price is a massive reason for homage watches. Strangely enough, I touched on this in a podcast that I did with SoCal Watch Reviews. I'll leave a link to their channels both in the description. Let's please help Russ get to 1,000 subscribers. I think he's a couple hundred off. So please you guys go show him some love so he can get monetized. Like I said, I'll leave a link to their video of that episode and their Spotify, if I can figure out how to do it, in the description, so you guys can go check it out and listen to me talk about that far more. But I just want to bring up some points that I mentioned for people who are strongly against homages, and they are that it's really only an issue in the watch community. I spoke about tributes earlier, and tribute bands exist, but I don't have any problem with tribute bands either. If a band wants to, play songs from a band that exists because they love them, and if a person who loves a band, wants to go see a tribute band play because I don't have tickets to see the real deal, or the real deal is not performing when I want to go see them, and I just want to see the songs that the artist's songs performed live, I see nothing wrong with tribute bands. So that's why I don't really have anything wrong with homage watches. They are effectively the same thing as a tribute band. Okay, I've gone completely off topic. Let's go into the top 7 watch alternatives for the Rolex Explorer. I'm going to list through this video very quickly because I've already been talking for quite a long time. And I'm not going to be talking about too much detail because a lot of these watches I haven't handled, and the one that I have, I've got a video on it and you can go check it out. Okay, starting with the highest price, like I said, and going down to the lowest, we have just under £400 is the Zeno at £395. This is a discontinued model. However, after speaking to the UK retailer, they've actually updated it. So there is a newer version coming soon to the UK. So definitely keep a lookout for this one because I think this one's a cracking looking watch. Things to mention, it is Swiss made. It is a Swiss movement in that watch. It is an old movement. The model here is definitely homaging the older Explorer, the 1016, I believe. And as such, it does have an acrylic crystal, which is something to watch out for. It does mean you can buff it out with some polywatch, but the newer version will have a sapphire crystal. So that's, double thumbs up from me. Next up, we have Traska. Now, this one comes in at $500, which is about £370. Now, this is definitely the furthest from the real thing, so if you are not very keen of your more traditional homages, this might be the one for you. It comes in a variety of dial colors. It has that unique kind of satellite bowl dial. It's got the alternate colored seconds hands, and they come with that unique hardened coating, which makes this one really scratch resistant and a great choice if you are really wanting to bash this one around. And actually, on mentioning Traska, they have just released a new watch. I'll show a picture up here of what it looks like. It's pretty cool. It's a bit dressy for my taste, but I do like it. So if you didn't know, go check it out. I'm sure they will greatly appreciate it. Next up, we have Smiths. Now, if you watched that other video I did on the Rolex Explorer Bleega, or the Bleega Explorer one, I mentioned Smiths. They were the other brand that sent watches up Everest. Unlike all the other brands, it does have some horological significance because of that feat. However, it is peculiar. I know Smiths got kind of revamped in the last 10 or so years, I believe, or 20 years, but they seem to, I don't know if they've always done this, but they've got a lot of homages on their site. I'll pop a few up here. As you can see, they've got a Daytona homage. They've got a Captain Willard homage, giving one away by the way, and weirdly a Mondaine homage by Smiths. I thought that was a bit peculiar. I don't know if they've always done this. Let me know in the comments. If you don't like Chinese homages, what do you think of the Smiths homages? Are they different in any way? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, moving on. Next up at number 4, we have the Tissel. Now Tissel is probably the upper echelon of Chinese Homages. It's up there with kind of San Martin, I believe. It comes with a Miyota 9000 series movement. It's a great movement. You don't get that ghost date position. It costs £279. This is definitely the best spec and the one that if you're really looking for a daily beater that you're going to wear lots and lots, I would definitely opt for this one if you really like the Rolex Explorer. And also it's the more modern Rolex Explorer look. So if you like that, it's definitely one I would go for. It's got a good old lume as well. I do love me some lume. Next up at number 5, we have the Alpha. Now, this comes in at £97, so we're under that £100 mark, which I think is very desirable for a lot of people when buying a watch. They don't want to spend too much money, which I completely understand. Notable things to talk about on this one is it does have that quite prominent Alpha branding on the dial. I'll pop a picture up here. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the Alpha branding. I think it's really cool that they picked a character from the Greek alphabet, similar to Omega in that sense, but I think it's a bit big. It's definitely taking a lot of space on that dial, especially when you're considering that this watch is only 36mm. You can definitely see that Alpha logo. The downside of this watch, I think, is the bracelet construction. It does fit the kind of older aesthetic of the watch, but it's a press clasp, press bracelet, and hollow end links. So at £100, I think it's quite hard to justify this one. But again, it's a matter of preference, so if you want it, definitely one to consider. Next up at number 6, we have the Bleega Explorer. Now, I'm not going to talk about this one for too much because I have done a full video on it. I'll leave a link up in the corner here. Great watch, sapphire crystal, solid bracelet construction, solid end links, nice clasp. Actually, let me get it. Nice milled clasp. It's got that sliding adjust, which is very nice. It is polished. I did rebrush it. I was meant to do a video on it. I completely forgot. I've got some footage of me brushing it. It's not very good, and I don't think it would be very interesting for you guys, so I'm not going to show that. But if you really want it, I might post it on my Instagram. Just get some sandpaper. Slowly, uniformly brush it in the direction you want. Apply a little bit of pressure. Practice on some spare links. If you've taken some spare links out of the bracelet, that's what I did. Got my iron. It was fine. It's not the prettiest thing, but it makes me love it all the more because it feels like it's got a personal touch. I'm never going to get rid of it. And last but not least, at number 7 is the Bleega. Now, the Bleega Explorer, it comes in under £40 at £38, and it is pretty incredible at that price. However, Dan Dobson of the Watch Me With Watches channel put it in his worst watches of 2020. Go check that video out to see. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but it's slightly poorer finishing. It has mineral crystal, I believe. I would spend the extra money to go up to the Bleega if I were you. It's only £20, and if you are seriously thinking about keeping this watch for any length of time, I think it's worth the money. But anyway, that's just my opinion. And speaking of my opinion, this was all my opinion. It's individual. And also this is my current opinion. So it may change in the future. I made this video to talk about homages, also to talk about the Rolex Explorer 1. Like I said, I love them both. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, all things watches. And the last thing I want to say is, well, just to remind you, I am still doing that giveaway. So go check out that giveaway. I'll leave a link in the description. And we've now entered another lockdown here in the UK. I just want to extend a hand to people who are stuck at home in the UK. I am stuck at home. It is tough, but it will be over. So, you know, stay strong, stay positive. That's important. Reach out to anyone if you're feeling lonely. Give someone a call. Honestly, don't be scared of calling people. But anyway, that's enough of the soppy stuff. Stay awesome, stay safe, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye, guys.